Hello everyone, and welcome to the first new Fairy Tail chapter review. I, Gull of Doom, also known as Goblin of Doom, will be actually covering Fairy Tail and both Bleach on this channel, whereas Wally will be covering One Piece, and he will also be covering Tokyo Ghoul. So that's us splitting up the actual chapter reviews, and we're doing it our own way. In my case, it's not really, well, the reaction kind of thing. Well, I guess it is sort of a reaction to the actual amazing good issue of Fairy Tail this time, because 456 Order for Fairy Tail was absolutely amazing. So I'll be here in the corner, because this is where I belong, in my Goblin Lair corner, and yeah, we're going to be talking about relevant stuff. I'm going to be showing you pieces of the pages here and there, because, well, if you're here for a chapter review, chances are you already know what's going on. If you don't want to get spoiled, turn away right now, please. Turn away. So anyway, chapter 456 Order. Just to, well, sum up what I thought of it, I thought that was an amazing chapter, I gotta say, an amazing issue. And yeah, it brings a little bit of the cheesy silliness into it once Brandish at the end is like, Lucy, get in the bathtub. Like, you need to get in the bathtub, otherwise I'll just shrink your town, destroy everything, etc, etc. And she kind of terrifies me, honestly. She kind of terrifies me, and they make a sort of light-hearted situation out of it by going like, it's time for a naked battle. And I found it kind of funny, but mostly I'm still terrified by Brandish. But anyway, we'll get to Brandish after this. So the first thing that happens is pretty much we get sight of the Azir squad that are trying to, well, burst in. Natsu meets them. Natsu is actually fighting Bakel. Bakel scares me a little. Well, actually, he doesn't scare me as much as Brandish, by the way. Bakel, he's the big guy with the scarf over his eyes, and his subordinates are all like, he is all brawn, he's got no brain or anything, he's insanely laid back as well while he's fighting, by the way, and he kind of scares me because he meets Natsu and he's like, whoa, nice scarf, me like, literally what he said, and it's kind of terrifying because I don't know what he's got. He's only shown off brute strength so far. I know he's an underling. I know that he will probably get knocked out to pieces. I hope they do it well, because if they do this well, it means that even the underlings for the Western Empire, for the Alvarez Empire, are also kind of just not to be knocked over. So it's very interesting. I like the Azir squad so far. The squad of the Desert King, Ajeel. Also Ajeel, Gajeel. I'm starting to think that Gajeel might be from the west, like from actually deserts where they're from as well. It might be a stretch, honestly. It might not even be a thing, but still, I don't know. Something about their names. They could just be similar names, really, because, hey, if I walk around, it's like, hey, you're also called Goblin? That's the thing that happens. So anyway, let's go on. And then the second good part about Natsu actually fighting, well, good old Bakel. By the way, Bakel, it's a cool name. It's a cool villain name. I don't know why, but it works out. So, the second really surprising part is that Natsu is actually putting thought into this battle. He's like, I cannot burn up all my fuel right now, because there's like thousands more and a lot more actual upperlings, if you will, like bigger villains to beat. Bakel is only like a babby villain, and they have to beat so much more, because Magnolia is being attacked from all damn directions. They're coming from the sky, they're coming from the east, they are inside already, they're opening Free Justine's actual Jutsushiki as well, so they are in the town. It is an all-out crazy Fairy Tail versus Alvarez Empire war, and we haven't even seen some of the Saints yet, because they have not shown up yet. Hyperion and stuff have not shown up yet, but yeah, Natsu is putting thought into his moves right here, which I thought was actually kind of amazing. And then Happy's just like, wait, he's actually thinking about this battle for once? They grow up so fast. And then Charles knocks him out of the way, and that's that. But I thought it was a really cool moment because, yeah, Natsu is actually, he realizes, just like all of Fairy Tail right now, that this is an all-stake war. Because Zeref is not backing down. Zeref is just doing this for fun. Acnologia is also going to show up for these crazy fights and everything. But yeah, he's not going to back down. He wants to wipe him out because for Zeref, this is a game of chess. And yeah, he's using his pawns against Fairy Tail's pawns, etc, etc. Zeref doesn't give a shit. He does not give a single shit. So it's very cool that everyone on the other side is actually considering, well, their mortality and everything, and their country, their lands, and all their neighboring lands. Well, they actually give a shit, but the Alvarez Empire is just like, we don't care, we just follow Zeref. That's what I don't get as well, because you would imagine that some of the mages, like some of the Spriggan 12, would actually consider like, I don't want to just like have the world destroyed as you do, Zeref, but they're underlings to him. It's a weird situation to be in, okay? It's a really weird one, because we know Zerv is insanely mighty. He is, well, yeah, he can just kill with his aura and everything. He's the killing mage. He's the black mage. He's the mage that's been alive for hundreds and hundreds of years. He is a big danger, just like Agnologia. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. So I don't know there, but I like that. Well, Natsu, who's very headstrong, he rushes into battle and stuff like that at most times. He knows full well in what kind of situation he is. So I'm sorry if I'm lingering too much on this, but I thought it was a really cool moment. And then we'll get to something else really awesome, still with the Azir squad, by the way. By the way, Azir squad, that's a good name for a squad, a very, very good name for a squad. We see Wendy being competent, which I'm so happy about, because Wendy has just been going up, 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 up. Like, as far as useful as a character, her powers are going from, like, utility to also offense and everything. She's becoming an insanely competent Dragon Slayer, and I'm so happy about it, because she's a good character. She's a very good character. She's a good introduction to the cast as well. So, yeah, Wendy, power on. I love your Dragon Force and everything as well. Wendy is the shit, okay? Wendy is one of the coolest Dragon Slayers. And then we get to something that was the coolest, which we were getting to. Gajeel facing off with Kareem from Azir squad. I don't know what Kareem has, by the way. I'm looking at a part of him right now, but Kareem looks like your kind of stereotypical Arabian dressed fella. He's got the neatly trimmed beard and everything. He's got some earrings in it. He's got the turban as well. I guess it's not a turban. It's to keep you from overheating like crazy in the desert, because all these from the Azir squad are all, well, yeah, they hail from the desert, just like their good old desert king, Ajeel L'amour. It's interesting, because Gajeel is going to face off with this underling. So we have Natsu, one Dragon Slayer, facing off with Bakel. Bakel does look stronger, but then again, looks are deceiving in shows like this, in mangas like this. Looks are deceiving. Don't base like, oh, he's all muscly and everything, he's the best character. No, that doesn't mean dick. The smallest character could be the king, and a lot of small characters in Fairy Tail are actually absurdly strong, and you wouldn't want to mess with them. So yeah, I do not know what to make of this fight so far. I like it. This panel, by the way, kind of made me think, like, could Gajeel possibly hail from the desert as well? Because they have this sort of awkward, like, facing off moment. It's not really an awkward moment, but they chose to make that a sort of moment where they face off, and Kareem is just like, Kareem from Azir squad, and then Gajeel is like, well now. Kind of like, what? Why are you introducing yourself? Or maybe he's just that polite. I don't know. Like, Kareem was literally, boy, yeah, introduced a little bit ago. I do not know the guy. He's actually introducing himself. He may just be a polite opponent, because he does seem like the more sophisticated of the Azir squad. If we see Bakel, who's just pure crazy strength, and then we have Azir over, not Azir, dang it! All these names, all these new names, guys. We have Kareem over here, who's more agile. He's not a dummy, so it's interesting what's gonna happen here as well. So let's move on. And now we get to really cool shit. We have Gray and Juvia fighting in the streets, and Gray remarks, oh, these troops, they're not as much as when we fought Avatar, but they are vastly more skilled. So even the underlings, the faceless underlings that get wiped out like crazy, they're still not a joke, really. So that's a good thing, and they definitely need reinforcements. And who show up? The good old Strauss family. Lisana, Elfman, I always say Elfman because of the JonTron video, I'm so sorry. Elfman, I want to say Elfman, probably messing this up. And of course Mirajane herself as well. But Mirajane knocks something crazy up right now. And this blew me away. This blew me away because a friend of mine also reads these issues. And it was never like, oh, something ridiculous like this happens. Mirajane pops out Sayla. Sayla, one of the demons. One of the demons of Zaref, of the Book of Zaref and everything. Ridiculous. Mirajane actually overtook her soul, so now she has the Sayla soul, and this means, this is a big thing, by the way. At least I might just be making it way too big, but I thought it was insanely cool, because once again, it shows that not just the main cast of Fairy Tail are powerful, also more of the side cast, although I guess Mirajane is also main here and there. It's tough to say, because Fairy Tail really is generous with sharing the screen with a lot of characters. There's a lot of faces in Fairy Tail, so I like that. Once again, it establishes the guild connection, which I like so much. So, yeah, it's cool. It's cool. But anyway, back to the good old craziness. Mirajane Sayla shows up in Sayla form, and it's pretty much just a one-to-one Sayla, by the way. But the best thing here is she has the macro curses. She has the actual macro curses. Mirajane has curses in the Satan soul. She actually has curses, and yeah, she uses them really well, and once again, it raises Mirajane up there to just one of the strong characters, because she overtook one of the insanely strong demons. Did not expect this, did not expect to see this lady back. It's kind of a weird situation where Mirajane took over her body, but she was dying. So I'm not sure if Sayla is still alive in there, like if that soul is still alive within Mirajane. I don't know how that goes, but there was something about actually having saved Sayla in a way as well, which is weird because they're horrible, horrible demons, but hey, Mirajane, you get insanely strong demon powers, so I'm cool with it, okay? This is a good development for me. So once Mirajane stresses her macro, well, not even stresses, honestly, just uses her amazing curses, because curses have, like, no downsides in the world of Fairy Tail. They're insane, and yeah, currently I think pretty much only Mirajane has curses right now that you could just casually use. She also has magic, so this is ridiculous, okay? Mirajane, on a whole new level, she wipes out all the enemies, all the underlings casually, but then one good old guy, and by the way, this guy looks like a demon. I don't know why, but well, I do know why, because he looks really weird. He doesn't look that humanoid at all. He looks more like the crazy demons from the books of Seraph and everything. He's strange. He shows up, but then it cuts right away to the skies above Magnolia, and then we get to the good old insane showdown, which is Erza versus the Desert King himself. And the Desert King, he's an interesting character, because he almost got one-shot by Laxus once they were escaping good old Avar's empire. So he's a little bit arrogant, he's hot-headed as well, and he's leading the charge with his Azir squad right now, of course. There's also other squads in Magnolia, like I said, but he is showing up with the main brunt of the force right now. Now, there's still a lot more Spriggans to show up, by the way. This is going to be a ridiculous fight, of course. They've shot down some of their airships as well, but Azir can actually easily hold off, even blast from the Jupiter cannon. And I like that Erza went up there, because Erza is the responsible one. If you recall, well, from the past of Fairy Tail, Erza is the person of the guild that usually takes on these fights that are insanely important, insanely risky as well. She took on a lot during the Grand Magic Games too. She fought Minerva and all that stuff. Erza has a lot of decisive battles, and I like that, because some people were worried, like, oh, it's all gonna be about Natsu and stuff, like, Natsu is just stronger, Natsu is over here, and everyone else's power level is over here. No, it's actually not true. I still hold to it that Erza could easily kick Natsu's ass. That's just my opinion on it. We might get into an argument, I don't know. But Erza is not weak, neither is Grey. I think the main cast is pretty equally level. I want to say that Erza is just inherently a little bit above everyone. It might just be because I like her so much as a crazy cool character with insanely cool requip magic and everything. And she's a war lady. She's a lady of war. She's a lady of arms. She's insanely competent. And yeah, she just rushes ahead, takes on a Spriggan 12, and is like, if you wanna touch Magnolia, you gotta get through me. So please, Erza, do not lose, because my heart would explode, probably explode. So yeah, that's not a good thing. And then we shoot back to the headquarters where Mavis and Makarov and a bunch of others still are. And here we see some desperation within, Warren. It's interesting because he's doing all the contact and everything like this. He's talking to people, he's making sure that people can actually communicate as well during all these plans, and that Mavis can relay her orders and everything. And he becomes a little bit too desperate, where Max just kicks him. He kicks him in a very delicate place, and it was kind of necessary, because he was losing hope, and Max kind of just shouts it into him like, we have to fight. This is our home. This is our town. We have to protect the people. These are our lands and everything. We're not just gonna let it go like this. So I thought it was really nice, because it kind of reaffirms, like, this is why they're fighting. This is why they're holding up hope and everything. And it was just a nice little thing. I liked it a lot. But now we get to probably the wildcard situation of this entire issue. We get to Lucy's house, and within Lucy's house, Lucy walks into her bathroom, and who do we see there? It's good old Brandish from the Brandish squad. Keep in mind, she is also a Spriggan. She is arguably one of the most powerful ones, because her powers are ridiculous. She can alter sizes at will, pretty much alters the mass. She has crazy mass magic. By the way, speaking of crazy mass magic and stuff, one person of Fairy Tail sort of has similar magic, and he has not shown up yet. There is no way, by the way, that this person, and you might know who I'm talking about, is not going to show up. Gildarts has to show up because, well, first of all, Gildarts has reconnected with his daughter. He actually gives a shit. He wants to be a good dad for once. He still does his crazy quests and everything out there. He takes on... Look, Gildarts is an insane character to the level of Shanks and everything. He takes on 100-year quests and he survives encounters with Acnologia. His magic is absurd. He is still the strongest mage in Fairy Tail, I would easily say. I think Lexus is a close second because he's getting up there. He's getting insanely strong. Lexus is probably above everyone in the main cast right now, easily. But Gildarts has to show up. I just wanted to bring that up for a moment. Like, when is he going to show up? I don't know. But back to Brandish, who is ridiculous, but she also is so crazy indifferent. It's hard to get a read on this lady, because she just seems insanely jealous of some of the other Spriggans as well. She's a very, very crazy character that doesn't really listen to any commands, it looks like. So that's why she shows up in Lucy's bath, and she's like, there's room for two. And Lucy's like, are you fucking serious? We're like fighting and you're naked and you want me to take a bath now? And so yeah, that's what it ends up as, because she flexes her power and pretty much compresses the house beside her. Now keep in mind, the entire town has been evacuated, so all the civilians and everything, everyone is gone. So nobody in the house is actually getting killed or whatever else, but it's simply her showing, like, this is the shit I can do once again. She's also shrunk an entire island and everything, made herself ginormously big and all that stuff. She's interesting. Brandish is crazy interesting. One of my favorite Spriggans so far, because she's just so... she's so random with her powers, and she scares me because of that. And this is where the sort of silliness comes in as well of this issue. And yeah, Lucy pretty much has to agree, like, okay, I'll take a bath with you. So that's what she does, and it kind of ends on going a naked battle. That's it. And then the next chapter is going to be 457 Battle of Naked. So we're gonna have a Brandish and Lucy showdown. Now, before I wrap it up, I'm sorry if my talk about this is a little bit more lengthy, by the way. I'm getting started with the whole chapter reviews. Hopefully you guys don't mind that. But my thoughts are that Aquarius might show up, because they are in the bathtub, right? Like, they're in the bathtub. Aquarius, you get it. The key's been broken and everything like that as well, sure. But I think Aquarius is going to show up in ridiculous new powers. I think Lucy might actually break out her battle form for Aquarius as well. I don't know, though, because Lucy actually facing a Spriggan, it's a crazy thing. But then again, who knows? Like, maybe Brandish is crazy enough to be like, I'll fight with you. You take a bath with me, whatever. I don't know. I also don't know what Brandish wants, because she just wants to take a bath with Lucy. I don't know. I really don't know. It's an interesting issue. So much has happened. That's why I've been talking for a little bit too long. But anyway, guys, thank you so much for listening. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know what you guys thought of this Fairy Tail chapter review, / reactions, etc., etc., because we want to improve upon this, and yeah, hopefully it was entertaining enough. Let me know in the comments down below what you thought of this issue, and yeah, let's get some Fairy Tail love going on this channel as well, because that is my favorite shonen, and I gosh dang like it, okay? So thank you guys very much for watching, and see you next time. See you!